What if I told you that the key to XRP hitting $5, or even higher, wasn't just a technical breakout, but a piece of paper signed by the SEC? We are seeing XRP price not just flirt with, but consistently trade above $2.90. This isn't just organic retail growth. Something big is brewing. Today, we're diving deep into the factors pushing XRP past this critical threshold. We'll analyze the absolutely monumental impact of the impending XRP ETF decisions, break down the technical levels that matter most for the next crypto rally, and calculate just how much institutional capital this could inject. You need to see the timeline for the SEC decisions, and the one level that, if broken, sends XRP parabolic. Stay tuned, you don't want to miss the final catalyst that could push this past $5. The primary fuel for this surge above $2.90 is a seismic shift in the regulatory landscape, the approaching XRP ETF approval windows. After the landmark ruling that clarified XRP is not a security in itself, the floodgates open for financial giants. We have seen applications from major players like Grayscale, 21 Shares, and Bitwise. This isn't speculation. This is institutional interest with billions of dollars on the line. The market is now pricing in an approval. Now, why is an XRP ETF a game changer? Look at what happened with Bitcoin and Ethereum. When their spot ETFs launched, we saw hundreds of millions, sometimes billions, in institutional inflows within the first few weeks. A spot XRP ETF means pension funds, wealth managers, and institutional desks can buy XRP directly and compliantly, without having to mess with crypto exchanges. This is a new class of demand, completely separate from the retail investor base we've seen drive past rallies. We're talking about sticky, long-term capital. The key dates for your calendar are rapidly approaching. The SEC has a series of deadlines for these filings, primarily clustered in the mid to late part of October. This specific time frame creates what analysts are calling a pressure cooker for the XRP price. The anticipation alone can drive the price higher, as traders front-run the news. The closer we get to those dates, the more volatile, and potentially more explosive, the price action becomes. Above $2.90 is simply the staging ground. And here is the calculation that matters. Estimates suggest that a successful XRP ETF launch could funnel anywhere from $7 to $8 billion into the asset within the first year. To put that in perspective, this is a massive injection into the current circulating supply. This is a supply shock waiting to happen. More demand with the same or reduced supply, especially when the token is consistently bought by institutional managers who are unlikely to sell quickly, is the perfect recipe for a parabolic rally. Now let's switch gears and look at the charts. The technical picture for XRP above $2.90 is immensely bullish, provided key support levels hold. This isn't just about the fundamentals. The market structure is signaling readiness for a major move. Our current floor is around $2.70. Holding this level is absolutely critical. A strong close below $2.70 could signal a temporary pullback, but as long as we maintain this support, the bullish thesis remains intact. The first major hurdle we are tracking is the resistance at $3.13. XRP has tested this level, and breaking it decisively with high volume, ideally on the back of positive ETF news, is the green light for the next leg up. A sustained break above $3.13 immediately puts the previous 2021 high into play, near $3.84. This is where things get interesting, because once you break a multi-year high, you enter price discovery mode. There are virtually no sellers waiting above that level, which means a significant, rapid move is possible. I want to know what you think. Is $5 too conservative? Or is the excitement premature? Let me know your XRP price prediction for the end of the year in the comments below. And if you're finding this analysis valuable, smash that like button and let's get back to the parabolic path. Let's look at the indicators. The Relative Strength Index, or RSI, has been consolidating around the mid-range. This is a sign of cooling momentum but also strength. It suggests the price moved up without becoming severely overheated. This is the hallmark of a healthy accumulation phase, not a short-term retail pump. Smart money is quietly accumulating while the price remains above $2.90. If the ETF decision triggers a spike, the RSI has significant room to run into overbought territory, which is exactly what you want to see for a major crypto rally. Based on Fibonacci extensions from the previous cycle highs, a break above $3.84 opens the door to our main target. The next key Fibonacci extension sits right at $4.50, and the subsequent, more ambitious extension is at $5.12. This is the pathway to $5. The institutional buying pressure from the XRP ETF is the catalyst that will supply the volume needed to push through these heavy resistance zones and turn them into support. This entire structure is built on the confidence that the regulatory uncertainty is rapidly fading. Beyond the XRP ETF, we cannot forget the fundamental utility that makes XRP unique. Ripple continues to forge major global partnerships, positioning XRP as the world's most efficient bridge currency for cross-border payments. New partnerships with banks and financial institutions, especially with the launch of new tokenized funds and stablecoins, directly increases the utility and demand for XRP. Every new partner that uses on-demand liquidity, or ODL, is a new source of consistent demand. The long-term vision, the $10 and beyond scenario, is tied directly to this utility. If the XRP ETF is the spark, global adoption by major financial players is the sustained fuel. Imagine a world where central banks and major payment processors use XRP daily. The amount of liquidity required to facilitate hundreds of billions in daily transfers would dwarf the current circulating supply. That's the scenario that sends the XRP price into double-digit territory. The current momentum above $2.90 is just the beginning of pricing in this mass adoption future. It's crucial to remain grounded. The crypto market is volatile. Any delay or unexpected rejection of an XRP ETF could lead to a sharp, short-term sell-off. If the $2.70 support level breaks, we could see a retest of the low $2.50s. Furthermore, the broader crypto market, particularly Bitcoin, still dictates the general trend. Always invest responsibly, do your own research, and understand your risk tolerance. Don't chase pumps. This is not financial advice, but a deep analysis of market conditions. So, to summarize the pathway for XRP, the key to the next major crypto rally is the XRP ETF. The market is actively accumulating above $2.90 in anticipation of the October SEC deadlines. A successful approval will unlock billions in institutional capital, creating a supply shock. Technically, a decisive break and hold above $3.13 paves the way for a rapid move to test the all-time high at $3.84 and ultimately, the Fibonacci targets around $5. The long-term trajectory, powered by Ripple's ODL utility, points even higher. This is the most exciting time for XRP holders in years. The stage is set. We have the technical breakout, the imminent regulatory catalyst, and the institutional backing. The question is no longer if an XRP ETF will be approved, but when, and how high the resulting crypto rally will take us. Keep a close eye on the October deadlines. If you found this detailed analysis helpful, give the video a like, and hit that subscribe button with the notification bell so you don't miss our urgent updates when the SEC makes their final ruling. I've put together another deep dive video breaking down the exact amount of institutional funds that flowed into the Bitcoin ETF and what that could mean proportionally for XRP. Click the video on your screen now to see that analysis. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.